This video highlights the collaboration between the ClinGen Somatic Cancer Clinical Domain Working Group and the CIViC Knowledge Base and Curation Platform. The Clinical Genome Resource, or ClinGen, is an NHGRI-funded program dedicated to building an expert-curated and freely available central resource that defines the clinical relevance of genes and variants for use in precision medicine. Teams of experts in various clinical domains come together as working groups within ClinGen to facilitate the interpretation, annotation, and utilization of genes and variants for clinical application. Somatic cancer is one such clinical domain working group that consists of over 100 members, including clinicians, clinical laboratory diagnosticians, genomic scientists, and bioinformaticians from over 30 organizations worldwide. Based on their interest and domain expertise, members of the somatic cancer group form variant curation expert panels within specific disease task teams such as pediatric, genitourinary, and hematologic cancers. The main goal of these expert panels is to accurately and uniformly implement practice guidelines such as those recommended by the Association for Molecular Pathology, American Society of Clinical Oncology, and the College of American Pathologists for the curation and clinical interpretation of a consensus list of genes and somatic variants in cancer. Currently, expert curation efforts are ongoing for NTRK fusions in cancer, FGFR genes in bladder cancer, fusions in PH-like acute lymphoblastic leukemia, and FLT3 in hematologic cancers. The somatic cancer expert panels use CIViC, a web-based fully open access curation interface for the curation and interpretation of cancer variants within the context of their diagnostic, prognostic, predictive, or predisposing effect. The combined efforts of the ClinGen Somatic Cancer Clinical Domain Working Group and CIViC to establish a practical curation workflow provides a strong basis for reporting, discussing, curating the most clinically relevant somatic variants in a consensus-building and flexible data format that will also allow for updates as somatic variant guidelines evolve. 60 members of the Somatic Cancer Clinical Domain Working Group have curated 303 evidence items from published literature on 148 different variants in genes implicated in both adult and pediatric cancers. Through ClinGen's curation volunteer outreach process, we have recruited and trained 32 new members from 2019 to date on using the CIViC platform for curation of somatic variants. We are also actively seeking new volunteer curators to join the somatic cancer expert panel curation efforts in CIViC. Thank you for listening.